Been a quiet day. What a beautiful fall human being. Doing some of these live bait hooks. Wow, that's light. Ooh. That's interesting. Where did I put that big in? Well, I got laughed at today by the fish under the bridge. Maybe it just feels lighter. Anyways. Little short shank. I only have really small ones, really large ones. Live bait hook, but it's the shortest shank I can find at the tackle shop. And that kind of stylized sea. Ooh. But anyway, get this zoomed in. I was kind of sitting around. A little sunburnt, but not too bad. Hey Wendy, I found this red death fly. I've been wanting to tie some roaches, which still kind of confused by those. Like, I wonder what they imitate. I have not looked it up yet. I always forgot when my phone is in my hand. But really nice. And they're always listed as like barracuda or offshore flies. Roach. Like roaches that fall off of boats? Is that is that a thing? Hey Nasara. Yeah, I really appreciate that. I think it's only getting back to my life, to be frank. Kind of was on pause for a long time. Some plants finally for my parents' window, which is what I left off on last time I was down here, but always just had a few days or 5 months. Holy trucks! I was just about useless after a few months. So this thing, it says split. The hackle feathers split, so I'm wondering if putting them in on opposing faces. Gotta find some. Kinda want some thick ones. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, it's one of those webby ones. I like these. Looks like a cartoon. That schlapping on the tie fly stream was ridiculous. Couldn't find it a while ago, like when I first started tying. An old Lefty video, he was talking about schlappen for deceivers, and I really liked how, like, buttery, like, alright, post fly kits, which wasn't a bad kit. I really liked it at the time of my life. Still want to get some fly side kits, which I'm gonna pick some up. They actually, yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. Shoot. Oh, well, I did need one of these. So. Oh yeah, the schlappen. It's so, like, pure white. It kind of reminds me of a glass of milk. I'll be real. It just looks like it's got fat content or something. And I did get a pack of black Ooh, maybe that's that. Because I do want to tie a squid. I was gonna start with that, but I was making a shrimp. You feel like the batteries are no more. Yeah, this is gonna be beautiful. Got this like from a kind of like lot on eBay, but it's black and it has that greenish hue like on. Well, it turns out a lot of feathers. Even feathers that look black from afar are full of rainbows. Should get up there. And it's got like a brownish tip on these. Definitely need to find like where best to get stuff. For dyed deer hair and schlappen. This good start. There are things that would be nice to have in a bunch of colors. See, I don't know anything about quality yet, but it's just, it's such a joy to be able to, like, I don't know, use this stuff as tools. It blows my mind. It's not just fancy hats, you know? But look at that. It's so tempting. Every single one of them. The hat potential is unreal. And, like, you don't even have to do anything. You could just put random clumps together. And, hey. You I actually lost my lipstick, so if I look different. So I think this might be a little too long, but I have some other cheaper feathers, but I really dig those ones. Man, I can't get over this. I'm glad I waited to open it, because really I've been kind of waiting to have a more permanent setup, because it's hard to focus when I don't want to make a mess. What was it? Mono. I'm not sure. I should really look up the video because I really want to get that loop down. Okay. So get some flash glue, which I'm starting to. I really like how thin it is. Hey, it's starting to. Finally got out there a little bit today. Got rained out for the most part. That spot is the floating docks, and they call it Snook Island, even though it's the water's starting to improve, but since I was a kid, it was doo-doo brown. I mean, it's still doo-doo brown, but they're trying now. There's a bunch of mangrove islands and rock piles, which does a lot. There is also a baby triple tail, which don't think I've seen one in person. However, I've seen tons of pictures. I have one doodled in my sketchbook. Not well or anything. I wonder if that's enough. Because this stuff is really thin, so I'm always worried it's gonna like... I mean, I could always cut some off, I suppose. It hasn't really marked out down there. Less is more. That little ghost fly, yeah, the fish roasted it, but like they swam out from the rocks and like the one swam away and I swear like the other ones came back out and just like all looked at it in a semicircle and then swam away. Back into the rocks, not really away. Oh, psh, good job. I don't know how I did that. Did I move this or something? I have to hold the device in place. I attach the feathers here so I could. Well, I'll leave it. Hello, Kevin. Oh, whoops. Trying to be a little more strategic because, you know, still have one more move left, so been kind of lingering awkwardly, waiting to. I'm just gonna get like a big picnic table, one of those foldable ones. Call it a day. I have rolls of felt, and when I used to do a lot of beadwork stuff, which I never was too good at it, but boy did I love it. But those beads would roll like they were alive, so I put felt down, and so I plan on doing that too here. Be able to stick hooks in it too. It's like a tablecloth. Alright. Pearl flash will be tied under 6 dyed black hackle. Divided. Oh dear Christ. Divided. What happens if I do 2 inward? Wait a minute. Is that... Oh. I wonder if that's the thing. It's hard to find. Alright, I gotta look it up. There's a few. I can't find also like what tying keys style means exactly. Hackle, tied, divided, meaning. Separated hackle. Oh. I'm gonna trim the flash boot after I figure out. I'm also tying a few larger ones, so in case what happens today happens again, I'll be fine. gonna take some of this off. Okay. And just take it from here. Because this stuff is crinkly. I mean, and rigid. So maybe this should also go in there. So divided is not backwards. Oh. Using that Vivis for these, that corded, super wrapped thread. Feels salt watery, which reminds me I should grab the lures. I was given some old lures a friend's family member made. There was like loads of them. I don't know why I ended up. I'm glad y'all can't see how it was just positioned to. Nothing like my hands do make sense to me when the camera's rolling. Thought I'd be over that by now. Okay, so it's divided. So stuck on that. Definitely wish there was a fly tying club in Palm Beach County. Seems that we may be the forgotten county. And then I'll trim this in a bit. So, pretty decent night. Oh, let me see what's going on. I can't be that much different. Ooh, graveyard shift. I was like, it's not like it's China. It can't be like daytime. My friends live in China, and I always know what time it is because it's the exact opposite. Like if it's 10 a.m. here, it's 10 p.m. there. So 1, 2, a little short chain. So let's see what tying on maybe reverse will do. And definitely be cutting this flash a bit. Don't know why I put the crinkly stuff in. I like the color a lot. Kind of yellowy. It looks like pearl flashabou that was stored inside of like a smoker's house, but it's beautiful. Collected, I can't think of what they were, but there's a few things, I guess like glass. Maybe it was a clock too. I liked the color, and it wasn't until I started volunteering at that vintage store that I found out it was tobacco. Tobacco amber. Very rare, very rare. Man, I forgot the loop. Can you do the loop with that, like, core of flash of it? I've never seen it before. I saw it in the fly tying zone video. Yeah, it's a loop. And I went in between the feathers. Because my seducer are always very hungry looking. Like, which might be strategic. Like, wow, look at that starving fish. Not paying attention because it's reached desperation. So now its only thought is finding food to its own demise. Is that how a fish would think, maybe? And thankfully in fly tying there's a backspace button, so I can always return. Dang, sentient feathers. Definitely gonna have to trim the flash boot. What happens if I do like one? Oh, wait. Maybe for like a larger. Because I'm adding 6. Where that? No, that'll like go. Oh, should probably pay attention to like directions. My lips are so sunburned, it's ridiculous. I think it's because my hat doesn't really cover my whole face. Hey, Zoidberg! Evening Adonis! There was a guy on the docks too that had a big black and chartreuse squid. Big rubber thing. And that's what actually got me into looking for what is it? So this, how in the hell? Huh. I have no idea. Why do I have all that pulled out? A bunch of black stuff. Oh yeah, there you go. Black squid. Which Gotta give a good next. A little nervous because I don't know how to really do the like collar rabbit strips. Whoa. What's the sound? Eerie, man. What? Oh, this is the dog. Here. Divide it though. What does that mean? I feel like I'm doing that wrong. I did listen. Oh, sorry. I did listen to Largo. No. What? There's no way this is like a thing now. We can't have basements. I don't know where Largo is yet. That's really intense. One of my, like, I guess solace of hurricanes, because went through some pretty intense ones, you know, like, as a kid, and like at least it wasn't tornadoes, because my dad grew up in Texas, and that, oh my god, that's not a house. Oh no. We got so many wooden houses here. Wooden houses were, oh, that was a house. It just fell down Wizard of Oz style. Still in Kansas, but it's not. It's in Florida. What the no way. There was a tornado outbreak out in the swamp. Like, we were prepping for maybe an intense storm, but you know, it's always pretty broad until there's like, you know, broad until it locks in, if you will. And it did not in a million years expect a tornado outbreak, and that's exactly what happened. The new Publix had to be rebuilt, and a whole little pine forest, just toothpicks. Oh, thankfully, out there it's all new builds. So, like 90% of the houses are CBS. Just wish I knew what divided meant. Maybe I should put these ones down, going, because I want to curve that way anyway. Oh, hello. A little sunburnt. Not red, I don't think, but I feel it. I have to pull it out of the vase to look at it. Hey! It's like the exact same curvature. I mean, it's a cute loop. But it's turning. You know what I want to get? One of those old school dryers that's like just a roll. Because then I could just flatten feathers maybe with that. I was watching a salmon time video, which this stuff is mind bending and holy tricks. But oh wow, the clever way. I have really a difficult time like planning out flies and just seeing all these different techniques of stashing material and bulk, flattening feathers. My brain could hardly handle it. It was brilliant. Ooh, trying to get this one a little better. Funny thing too is, first thing, I still feel like I'm on a boat. I haven't been on a floating dock in a while, but that subtle movement, like, I don't know why. I don't know if anyone saw that. Probably not. Oh, shoot. Why is it that every time you try like moving the feather to flatten it, it like goes more in the wrong direction? It's enough to make my tear ducts react. Because if I try to unravel that, I'll probably be screwed. Yeah, I think I got it flat. Yeah, I still feel like I'm on a boat. Like that the world is moving gently. I mean, a dog. Okey-doke. So, grizzly are those sides. This stuff is, I'm not too sure, I mean, honestly. But all I know is it sucks for hackle. That's for dang sure. I mean, I don't know if it sucks, but it certainly sucks the joy out of my soul. It's really brittle. Oh, let me do it this side first. If a feather was injured, kind of ended up being the perfect spot. I don't understand how it knows the opposite way to go. I can try to correct the feather and it moves like precisely where you don't want it to, or how you do. I ripped off another one, I think. Oh, this one's much wider. I still save all this because the spine for all kinds of stuff. I wish I did that blue thing. So for the hackle, not too short. This red death needs some red. Maybe. Can I try this one? These are really wide. This one might be. Okay. Hello, Tish. How's your day going? Apologize. Got a really cheap book on tackle making. It's really nice. Got one in the mail, but well, I didn't accidentally. I shipped it out west. So wait for that. But one of the books, there's loads of copies on eBay. So I just ordered another one, and so I'll give my dad the double. He really liked it. I wonder if this is too long. Should put my hat on. Face is torched. Does Orvis make lipstick videos? Kidding, of course. The book is just like book of tackle making, and it's not color images. I'm sure there's loads of really good ones, but dang, I'm having no time in my life flipping through it. The PVC pipe stuff, my dad did irrigation, so oops, I cut my feather down on the table and picked up the scissors. Now putting short hackle on top of this, wow, that's a rotten, I'm sorry. Ow. Trying for the tying streams, anyway, trying to put less thought into the camera and more thought into reading the comments and actually, not get caught up in my own mind, because it's very quiet in here. Or is that not necessary? I'm gonna wait to do the eyes till tomorrow because my batteries are dead in the UV light, which definitely want to get a rechargeable one. UV Craft has one on their site, and it's free shipping over $20, which is, that's really low. I haven't seen that since, like, I don't even know. That's really low. I'm bad at bad at making heads. Can't help but think it needs something. Like, but I keep getting proven when I finally get to get out there and look at this stuff moving underwater that less is indeed more. The movement of the fly looks totally different in the video than what I was getting it to do, but holding the phone is a little awkward, so it looked super rigid. But man, like at the right speed, like going zoop zoop and then down, it looked really nice. Like it surprised me because it was a hunk of shite. And when I tied it, it was months ago, and half the materials fell off while I was tying it. So it was kept in because they're like ghosty, and maybe do like a sabiki or something, but then didn't because they have metal eyes. I need a whip finisher because I don't know how to do it with my hands yet. I'll use, well, maybe I have enough battery juice for eyes. So I'll just put them aside and then, oh, can't leave them outside. It's go on an epic journey to find my crustacean eyes. Please don't judge. One day I will find a local club or something. Because I'm a little lost on a few things, maybe. No shame, right? I don't know how the hell y'all are doing some specific stuff. I need to make a list, which I have been writing down lists. I lost my other notebook that has like all the other lists in it. But I finally got a little artifact from Melrose, which was a supplier. But I loved their name and their logo. And I used to chill there quite a lot, because that's where, anyway. Glass eyes, adult eyes. And maybe a stick-on eyes with like all different sizes. I have a lot of sequin eyes and stuff, but okay, so I'm looking for full skins, and before I say anything, I don't know what things are considered rare yet at all. So some things I assume are super expensive, and then they end up being very affordable. And then some things I assume would be relatively easy to come across. Ooh, no. And subject to availability, subject to trends, and all that stuff. So it's a very active like supply chain. Looking for full skins of Amherst pheasant and golden pheasant. And I was also wondering if Lady Amherst and Amherst is the same thing. I didn't look that up. American laced wings. I see these in patterns and they're just the most beautiful gradation and like explosion of color as hackle, like of contrast. That is very necessary. Emu tied on the sides is and really just enriching to the soul. It looks like that ladder line and kind of skeleton-y or skeletal. I really like that those emu feathers, and of course schlappen and peacock breast. And that's all put down. But those are kind of the main things that I've been consistently like finding myself look for and trying to get. So try to start with those things. Alright. Well, shoot, I'm going to maybe just put some fen resin up in there. Make sure everything stays. Because this is for the dogs. That's right down the street. It's a really nice walk. I don't know if I was allowed to do that, but hey. Went through the golf course for a really long time. Until I think 7th. Which I kind of want to go. It would be a hoot. I do not mind golf. Like, watching it, I'm not too into that idea unless it's like John Daly or Daly. I never know how to pronounce his name. But that dude is a chaos monkey. And I don't know much about him other than that. Wow, that just blew my mind. It looks like lacquer. It just, well, maybe you could see the fibers, but it was, very lumpy. Just really like how resin, when it goes over textured surfaces, it like removes the texture. But shall grab that shrimp. It is so damn. It didn't change, so that's pretty much, or not pretty much, that's what I've been wearing all day, but just been tinkering since I got back anyway. Went to my parents' house for a little bit, and man, Zeta is most stoked to, like, I'm still gonna try to get some information and stuff, because I grew up in Bahamas and here, fishing family, really just interesting person to just let talk, because he's a talker. That is for absolute sure. And however, I don't know if it's like something happened in his life, because he doesn't smoke. I don't know if he drinks, but I never seen him drink. And he's always swimming or spearfishing. And recently, he has become Mr. Mumbles. Like, talking a million miles an hour. You know, usually when that happens and someone you know it doesn't, like, come out of nowhere, I guess. That's for the, I messed up that flash, dang it, flash view, but keeping it as is. If it's all gnarly looking, I'll just trim little bits, start with the taper, or maybe even just throw it in, I don't know, like have it just that little shoot out, like it's, I don't know, it's soul or something. But I really want to work on those tails anyway. I also cut like a bunch off my hair because it was still really damaged from the swamp. It's well water out there. And it was so fried. I couldn't take it anymore. But I haven't been able to get my hair cut because most of the barbers, it's, you know, male barbers. But it's like over $100 to get your hair cut as like a long-haired person. I don't know, but man, I've been cutting my hair since in high school for that reason alone. But I found this place. It's in the old folks' home across from Lake Worth High School, the towers. There's also a brunch spot, like a breakfast place called Clary's. Pretty neat. And it's the towers. It's a like old, I forgot the decade, but anyhow, apartment building that is for seniors, and the rent is based off of their income or like what they have. So like some people pay some people only pay a few $100 a month, and God, that came out a lot better than the ones that I've tried previously. Yeah, Betty. Hope your night is golden. 2 in the morning here, southeast Florida. Still a little tired. In the middle of moving in an intermediate spot until I finished that, which I found everything that I'm gonna be doing in the next weeks I've been wanting to or needing to for a long time. Just haven't been able to get everything done at once because both my parents are in real rough shape. Like my mom can walk a few blocks, and my dad shouldn't be driving, but he does. Ooh, but his neighbor, which I actually really like to let like talk. Like I love his stories and stuff, and I still do. But man, he got me pissed. I was like, he keeps borrowing like saws and stuff, and like some people, it doesn't matter how much you love someone. Some people you can't lend tools to because it either doesn't come back or comes back broken or with missing pieces. Sometimes missing pieces you didn't even know you could miss. So, that being said, before I left, I wanted to make sure those tools were back in the house because, like, my dad's like hardly could walk, and it was like I had to talk to him for a while because I thought I was convinced it was someone else. That's how different. And my dad's like hardly able to stand. Like, hey, do you think like how long do you need the tool? And he just goes, yeah, and starts the tool up like a child. Ooh, that almost set me over the edge. So it's been my personal mission to find out what the heck happened. Because, man, people that I don't take it personally because at all, because of how drastic the difference is. That doesn't just happen out of nowhere. So, I don't know. But hopefully it comes back around because I wanted to film him spearfishing. And depressing stuff. And so getting the stuff together for this squid, because I also want one of those. I really should make another one of these because I'll lose it. Maybe I should do that. I want them actually. Whoops. Perfect. Forgot to unmute. Oh, let's see. Don't have a great plan for this. I also lost my hook. How does the desk fill up so fast? It needs to be studied. Another thing with this pattern, it has white spots along the hackle, which I think I'm also going to do tomorrow when the sun's out. Because I have a white marker pen somewhere, like a white marker Sharpie pen somewhere, but I have no idea where. So I was just going to use the UV resin and just use maybe a Q-tip or a toothpick. Hiccups. Alright. But man, this squid is ideal. And I just happened to find pearl plastic eyes. Black Squid by Tom Trippy. Oh, that red thing, that red death is by Lynn Roberts. So what hook? Oh yeah. So pretty much just size 1, and then the next size up I was 3/0. So I'm gonna go with 3/0 because it's a big squid. I'll be using bait caster or something. I'm gonna close this door. I also forgot water was down there. So I'm gonna use some of this. You can't really see, but it's got really nice blue. But I'm also gonna add a few strands of pearl in here. Pearl crystal flash. Also grab its bottoms. How much? Oh, that's a lot. Let's see. And a mixed Flashaboo core. Pretty sweet. Yep. Yes, putting the thread on the hook would have been a good first step. And I have some heavier thread than this, but only to like, so I feel like I need less of it to cover the hook. My lips are fried. Just trying to avoid that. Always goes all crazy around my head. I was trying to use the hat to block my face because it's fried. And windburn. It's quite alright. It is a tackle making channel now. And shell collecting soon. Because that is one of my favorite things. To do on the planet until I get a metal detector. Specifically, that works. I've ended up with many non-functioning metal detectors. Keep that one until I figure out. It's not. Jeez. I need to go on those docks more often. But it go away by now, but it still feels like I'm on a boat or on a dock. Like that same kind of whooshy feeling. Pretty wild. I wonder if adding red or orange. Kind of wait for it. Let's see. So I'm gonna try to ask Town of Palm Beach Sheriff to see if there's any way to find that cases like my grandpa might have worked on. My grandpa was a detective. And a crime scene photographer. And did fingerprints. Got some of his books still, like crime scenes. It's pretty neat as a kid. Yeah. I was snooping around the attic and I found this big trunk. And opening it was some military stuff and crime scene books. Like, made ostrich. Which has some real nice ostrich feather. Well, I don't know if it's nice, but it's from a hat I had. Like 99.9% sure that's what it is. And on the hat, it's like this big, kind of like theater hat looking hat. That big plume, kind of in a spiral pointing up. But it was actually like 4 feathers, wire bound to each other. All that extra stuff. Wait. Oh, shoot. I should have moved the hook down. Velvety. I wonder if like wraps marabou would be good, or is it too much? And some of these kind of scraggly ones too. Maybe I'll do it as kind of pears rather than apples. Maybe I should have added like body to the fly before adding legs. Or tentacles. We'll do separate. I just realized that maybe some rubber legs that'll also come in nice here. Cool. I like how that sticks on it. Wow, that's a big spoon. It's clear and sparkly. And it's also from that post-fly kit. Kind of like just one of them. But maybe I should have two. Schleppen. Yeah, Zephyr Hills. My cousin lives up there. If they look ridiculous down there, you just cut them off. I think the day is starting to hit. Sleepy. Yes. It's kind of overcast day today, so didn't sweat much. Sorry. It's 2:30. I don't think I got that late. Okay. Section. Everything is 6 different places. I'm just gonna use this surface right here. It's from a kit. Not the best quality. It's very sparse, but it's all. So. I'm pretty good, Pearl. How you doing? I'm gonna get down in it. Oh man, should have put wire. Now that I know that is for structural, also. I was wondering if it like protected stuff. Yeah. Okay. So this bead, I don't know if it really matters what side I put the on. Looks like in the pattern there. Kind of afraid to tie them any tighter because they're plastic. I'll fix that thread at the end. Well, I've been pretty nervous about this part the whole time. Yeah. Hiding from the world. Everybody is off week. Maybe I'll try to find some, like, I don't even know. It looked like shit, but it was a great day, so, like, what do I do with that? Oh. Try. No. Not that much room to tie that off. Worth it. That is much better than. Oh god, this face is gonna be the end of me, that's for sure. I am looking though. I am diligently looking. I may or may not have found a lot better one. We shall see. Ooh. Ah, didn't mean to drop it. I still want to unravel. So I just want to like. Oops. Pretty much. Pretty much exactly what I wanted. Because the squid that you see is like a big rubbery thing. And kind of like best of both worlds. And the rubber legs I could always cut off if I needed to. But I think it's gonna look extraterrestrial. Maybe not. But I do want to add a loop to the squids too. Or like a lump of ow. A lump of like dubbing or something too. But that I'm really excited for. That is the beginning. Do you want to get it wet? There's pearl eyes in it. Could also perhaps cut the sides a little bit. Show the squid did last night or the night before. This is the very first attempt at squid. I've been wanting to make a squid. This is the raw bait I use because it stays on the hook real good. And the second. And I got this, which I'm taking with me tomorrow. This I'm gonna put on the bait caster. Says the gold, maybe for nighttime. And then the other is this red devil, which has 6 hackle feathers, not including the grizzly. And it's wild. I want to get this one wet, but the UV resin isn't fully cured. It's that one I'm most curious for. But I wish I had a pitcher or something, because I can always fill it with water. Gotta get on that. I miss my fish so much. I have no idea. Out. Cat, fish. I just put it well. It's not like it's sinking. Yeah, that's nice. I'm glad I got it wet. It's nice and heavy, all soft up. Man, should I just like try to fill the sink or something? Oh, it doesn't have. What can I use as a plug? Toilet? Psst. Could bring it to the pool, but it's. I don't think there's service. But I mean, this is absolutely pointless. This show went. Shoot. Oh, okay, maybe a tray. That thing is too like stairs away. Well, I guess first thing. Well, I just really want to remember during the day to throw them in the pool. But it's always in the middle of the night that. Oh, okay. I need like a piece of wire. I get it. Paper clip? Do I have one of those? Like, you know how you work at the same desk for years, so you have like all these little things, like, or like little things you can grab to use. I have operated like that like my whole life, because you know you have a workspace or station, desk, and organize the little things. You know where the little things are. And I was riding my bike, and someone who made saddles threw away a ton of leather stuff, and this wire was in it. Equals copper. Oh! Can you make jellyfish? Like, even if like it wouldn't be eaten, like it would be cool. And this is almost there. Trying to see like the lengths of this stuff. Definitely should put more flash on it. Maybe like UV, but the UV dots I think would be good. Like the very first deceiver I tied, it doesn't even have grizzly because I didn't have it yet. Oh wow. I just I don't know why I put so much thought into it. It like spreads out to be so much. I think that's what I would consider like super bare, but it spreads out to be a lot. During flooring. Spooky. Oh yeah. Yeah, but it filled up quick. So got a little space going. Better not forget this. I will. But anywho. I appreciate that, Chris. I'm gonna try to remember to do it in the pool. Because a lot of these, man, I'll to be totally honest, I don't even know if I should, like, be moving them like this, or, you know what I mean? I like the flat wing. I really want to tie flat wing. I just, I don't know, keep forgetting. But, man, they're really, really, really sick. I like the shelf, kind of stacking like a shelf on top of the wings. And then the wings move side to side like swimming fish. And I think that's going to be brilliant for big saltwater fish, and will look just like the ones that I chased down there. The little fish, all with grunts, and they're gone. Zoidberg, that is it. I will definitely do that. Dang, Wendy, I meant to add weight. That was one of the whole points of the squid, to make it as heavy. Good thing that rabbit sops up like 2 drops of water. Dang it. Well, I really like how it came out, so I definitely gotta force myself to make a few of these, and maybe if I were to use this at night, should it have more flash? See, the flash in there is so, like, it's a little too quiet. It's there, but it's very... I wish I had, like, chartreuse or something. Like black and chartreuse. Oh, there's a piece of... Oh, what is that? I think it's floating in the water and not attached. I also think trimming the tinsel shorter, like the hair tinsel. Gosh. That, like, oh my god, that is so much movement. That is not fair. We have to live in air. Gosh, it would be so nice. That would be really, always kind of piss me off that we can't just live in water. I just can't get up. I don't know why it took me so long to do this, but I cannot get over how much movement the rabbit is. I think that is, like definitely a favorite material to, I mean it's really soft, so even just to touch this stuff is lovely. Alright y'all, well, probably gonna try to go to sleep before it gets too late, and I'm going to, I'm not sure what tomorrow I'm gonna do. This dress is cool. It's crazy. '70s or '80s. Individual beads. These glass. I think. Oh yeah, I was making like a like video vintage clothes and all this stuff was on sale, but that ended up being like my most viewed YouTube video. It was just B-roll, and I didn't memory on my phone, so I started uploading some stuff I was otherwise gonna have to delete. And I think I was just walking behind a tree, and it was to take pictures and take screen grabs and stuff, because I tried to make eBay and stuff, eBay pictures memorable. Also, trying to get this onward. It is so soft. It is just not my style. I mean, can't go wrong with it. It just doesn't look, doesn't feel right. But it is so comfortable. And the fabric, and it's the softest leather. I'm not sure what kind. I don't want to say. It feels like the only thing I have it to compare it with is like I had a pair of lambskin gloves once, and it's just like that. Tomorrow. Notebook. That's Peanut Islands. And this blue heron. I was like trying to study, but that was just too much. Oh, that's the back. I knew I was stumbling over here for a reason. It's like $5 on eBay. But a lot of like, as simple as it gets. I really want to try to make some of these PVC right there. And it's got loads for $5. Like, I think this is a steal. It's got a lot of reference stuff in it. I mean, there are so many fishing books, but I'll be real. I look at page count, especially reference books. If I want a reference book, I want as much information as possible in it. So, like, in my mind, like, it would have, like, a shit ton of pages. And it says, 500 something. And for $5, which, brilliant. And eBay has loads and loads of copies of this. And if you pay attention to the shop, a lot of them have, like, buy 2 get 1 free, or buy 3 get 2 free, buy 3 get 1 free, just any combination you can think of. I've gotten 5 books in the mail for about $15 before with free shipping, which blows my mind. And it's not just like any books, just grabbing them because they're cheap. They're like super specific, like incredible. So one of the shops is called Second Sale, and you can search fly tying, and it has loads. But definitely look at the product description. In that, it'll tell you the page count, usually. And if it doesn't have it, if page count's missing, just find a different listing from like a different shop, and it might have it there. I've done that plenty. Because some books will have like hundreds and hundreds of pages, and some will be like 40 pages, 12 pages, because it's like a little pamphlet or an informational booklet. And so, gotta be careful with that. Yeah. But it's got a section for everything. And, you know, could get like those glossy picture fishing encyclopedias too for the same price. And like, at total score. Because rainy days, like, I don't know. That I think is, like peak nostalgia for me, I guess, is those picture encyclopedias essentially, which still hold up to this day. I love them. Big glossy pages of just random stuff with a common theme. But I really like this one because it's got all these old, legit. What is that? Wow. Grips. It looks like from what's that part of a gun called? Man, I used to have a ton of these. Not a ton, just like a bunch of random old ones. I was gonna make something with. That is so cool. And they sell these beads at Tuppence, however, they're like a pack of 10 for $100,000, so I have to find some bulk. Christmas beads is what I called them. Another thing I really want to make is there's carrying cases. Can you just make a mold? I want a mold so bad because I find a lot of lead that's like missing the hardware. So it's just a lead, like the pyramid and not the jump ring or bail or whatever. And I want to melt it really. My dad has molds, but can't find them. So probably gonna be real low on like frolic time if you. Because I really want to get a better float going at my parents' house. And I gotta get rid of those pianos. And either find someone to fix my dad's pool table. Because I loved the thing. Or find someone to buy it and open that whole room up. So they could actually move around. Because at this point they can't move furniture. Yeah, it's brutal. So I definitely won't ever be moving away from my parents again, because like I don't know if there'd be a return, anything to return to. Yes. And as World Changers says, die by fire! I'm just kidding. She does say that though. Anyway, I love y'all. Have a beautiful evening. I am gonna make less and less sense if I stay on here. Thumper scrimps. Best J Cooks locally. Pretty dang expensive though. just 3, but they were really, really glad to have those locally. I just gotta find a way to paint them. Paint them so like they don't one impact. But anywho, I'm gonna go watch my preacher lady. Y'all gotta. I don't know what it. You know how like live streams, like there's some pretty like if you scroll away from mine, I'm sure it's gonna be some like wild stuff, or some very fascinating stuff, very interesting stuff, very concerning stuff. There's so much. It's amazing. And there's this girl from Jamaica who is doing her ministry thing, and I just sat and listened for a second, and I was like, "Wow, this is really intense." I used to volunteer at an apostolic church, and it was Jamaicans, and it was just like some of the nicest people on planet Earth. I volunteered emptying produce from a truck. Would walk by this church, and it was the nicest elderly women unloading this produce truck. So one day I offered a hand and like ended up volunteering for a long time every Thursday. And it took them a long time to convince me. You see what's going on. It's the only shoes I have not packed besides my boots and some like shoes. Well, I haven't been able to wear nice shoes while living in the swamp, so I got some nice shoes. This is like a year hoarding of like, but some other times. But I do have the unfortunate affliction of liking clothes. I've got some early 60s silk dresses that need repaired here. Really nice patterns. This whole pile is 1960s silk upholstery, which is crazy. Or 70s. I always get those two decades completely confused. But anywho, polyester. I don't know why. I'm not cocked. But maybe that's why they survived so vibrant. Yeah, because it is surreal. Like fruit juice. Anyway, that was the whole point. So when she spilled fruit juice, she couldn't see it on her dress because she sold fruit juice on the side of the road in Palm Beach. An eclectic, or an eccentric lady, Lily Pulitzer, which clothes is kind of known for like preppy Palm Beach aesthetic now, but yeah, it's cool. And like printed dresses were not, that wild invention or anything. It's just, the reasoning. I love that, pretty dang quaint. She wanted just like splotchy floral patterns. So I can't remember if she had someone design it or she brought in like her designs to have printed onto the dress. But until shift dresses, it's always been hot as hell here. So I've been walking around wearing whatever. I don't know. Happy Chelsea, and please never hesitate. Just lingering until the room is painted, and I'm not sure when that's gonna be. So trying to stay busy and listen to music that I've never heard, and watch stuff that isn't the news. And the only things that keep my attention besides the news, because it's like an adrenaline uh, course these days, is the Earth Changers Ministries. And I'm not making fun. It's just totally different worlds. It's the juxtaposition that I find, minor entertainment value and just the total differences. But Also, a lot of it's just you have to watch for a while. She talks a lot about her like story, and this lady's like just the most intense woman I've ever seen. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in a like I'm just like absolutely fascinated. And so yeah, I don't watch the news anymore. I watch tackle streams and a Jamaican preacher that is she posts all the time. It's wild. It's like as soon as I'm like getting antsy, I get a notification. I hate talking about it only because I feel like it sounds insensitive, and I'm not trying to like gain entertainment out of somebody's like spiritual like um thing, because you know I have a lot of respect for people's beliefs and like whatever belief they come to land on, and like even if that's changing all the time. So zero judgment. I just another facet of the same diamond of existence. And that's why I like comparing notes and stuff. It's really important. And but yeah, I hope this lady like becomes like world famous or something, and like it doesn't negatively affect her because like she's it, just an absolute gem. I'm telling you. Like, and you gotta like watch for a while because like again like everyone's from a different view, and everyone has a different view, as in like what they're looking at and what they know and see and hear. But the world being so big and the internet so connected, it's been a joy for a long time to be able to see views from any corner possible. And yeah, because I'm not like I'm not one of those people that's like I'm this and then I'm not. Like if anything, I here somehow like am I don't know how or even remotely why, but digging it highly. The whole like separation and like the cohesion. Well, I don't want to say cohesion. I just like. Uh, it's a really big, beautiful planet. I just don't like the whole like thing. And I understand. Like, I'm just saying, like, when I think through things, it's like human being. It's just everything are so weird and desensitized. Like how people talk about things in the news that. Always like wary with wording now, because man, like half the time I'm convinced I'm watching like people that actually have no soul talking, and then like it's bizarre. Or now, thankfully, I'm starting to at least feel like I'm watching people that don't believe what they're saying, which is a breath of fresh air rather than like after the cameras turn off, they're like, because that's I don't know how to describe it. It puts the worst feeling in my stomach. That's all. But anyway, happy trails.